Hi, my friends. Welcome to Mindfulness Meditation Monday. I am your host, Ellen Patrick, and I thank you for joining me today. So let's begin our practice, and I invite you now to light a candle, or if you have developed another ritual to begin your meditation practice, that's always welcome. Hi, Marge. Thank you for joining us. Good. So find yourself a comfortable seat. And you want to feel comfort in your body, but also tap into the strength. Feeling your pelvic bowl and your spine lifting nice and tall. Let's just take a deep breath, letting go of our day so far. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. So today's practice is called non-judgement. And I have found for myself that through meditation, I've developed this wonderful ability to recognize when I'm judging. So today's practice will be about developing that skill. But I wanted to talk a little bit about judging and how it can actually create harm, not only for ourselves, but for those we are judging. So in judging the self, you can actually feel the heaviness, the negative vibration of that judging. It affects our self-esteem, our self-love, and it doesn't solve or fix anything. So it's almost a wasted emotion. And when we judge others, we're putting a wedge between ourselves and the other person or the other people. We prevent the development of a healthy relationship, and we put out a lot of negative energy that can cause more harm. So instead, I'd like to invite you to fill that space where you judge, fill that space with compassion, right? We are all hurting, and we are all doing the very best we can, right? So let's bring that as an understanding when we find ourselves in a judging mode, and particularly with the self. With the self, right, we give ourselves a break. We start to cultivate some self-love. So please, close your eyes now. And start to just bring an awareness to your physical body. Notice parts of your body that may be resistant or tight. And as you're doing this little scan of your body, remember not to judge it. Your body needs self-love as well. So if you find you've got a bad back or a bad shoulder, don't think of it as bad. Think of it as your body overworked. Think of that place as a place that needs some love, some self-love, self-care. Our body serves us so well during the day, and it uses the evening hours to heal. So instead, let's be grateful for this body, rather than angry at those places that are tight and troublesome. Send compassion to those places. And then I'd like to invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. This will be our home base, the place we come back to each time we find that we're judging ourselves or judging others. Coming back to the safe place of the breath is a reminder to cultivate compassion. And you'll probably find, even though you are trying your best to focus on the breath, you may find that the mind drifts. It gets distracted. And so rather than judging that you're not doing this right or not doing it good enough, rather than doing that, give yourself some compassion. Congratulate yourself for taking the time to nurture and nourish yourself. In our busy world, that's a hard thing to do. It's much more easy to get distracted. So notice the distraction. Maybe the distraction is a judgment. But just notice and let go of any judgment. Fill that space with compassion and come back to your breath, to the smoothness of your breath, to the silence of your breath, to the quiet of your breath. The ironic thing about meditation is each time we get distracted and bring our attention back to our breath, that's actually what strengthens our practice. It's a vital part of the practice. Noticing the chatter of the mind, not attaching to it, just a letting go. An opportunity to cultivate compassion, an opportunity to come home, to come back to your base, your breath. Know that you're doing the very best you can. Send some gratitude to yourself for attempting this practice, for creating a pause in your day. Breathing in and breathing out. One breath at a time, we let go of judgment. One breath at a time, we cultivate compassion. Not only for ourselves, but for all beings. Inhaling and exhaling. And so our time together has come to an end. I encourage you to stay with your practice maybe a few more minutes. And then as you go about your day, notice when there's judgment, and fill that space with self-compassion. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week.